Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Let's see who's here. All right. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Becca. Good morning. Hi, 619 area code. Hi, Danny. All right. Good morning. Okay. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is well. All right, we'll just wait another minute or two and see who pops on. Good morning, John. Okay. All right. I have a few people.
Can you hear me now?
Hi, John. Good morning. How are
Good morning.
you?
All right, thanks.
Good.
Is it better if I keep my camera off or
Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do.
all right, and I'll put it on.
All right. I would love that.
Okay, let's see here.
All right. Well, good
There we
morning.
go.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Okay. Everybody, this is John Murphy. He is going to be our new co-host for Mindful Mondays. So John is going to be popping into some of our solo sessions and visiting. He's going to have his own session next week, right? I think you're next week,
Yep,
aren't you? How
yep.
exciting. Yeah. So very excited to have John on board. It is truly an honor and a pleasure. And John, we have a cool topic today. How to let more in than you give out. So that's an interesting concept. And it's something that I think all of us struggle with a little bit simply because if you have a serving heart, you just are so open to receiving. That's your comfort space, right? So, how do you guys feel about that? When I say that, how to let in more than you give out, how does that make you feel instantly? Like, what do you feel? Anybody? Anybody? Usually I have a pretty good group and they like to interact. Hi, Carmi. Easier said than done. Right. Uncomfortable. Right. Of course. Of course, uncomfortable. Guilty. Oh, that's a big one, Danny. Guilt. So it's interesting because when I started playing around with this concept, I remember the first feeling I had was it really messed with my nervous system. I felt completely overwhelmed by the thought of letting more in than I gave out. But today we're going to talk about why this is important and will allow you, if you could get really good at doing this, it'll allow you to actually be able to give more. And it'll be a beautiful exchange of giving and receiving and not just think of like a seesaw and you give, and you really don't receive. Kind of like the bottom of the barrel concept, right? But we're going to get you to be balanced so that you have a beautiful exchange of giving and receiving. How's that sound to everybody? Does that sound good? How's that sound to you, John? Does that sound good?
That sounds great. And if I could just send you a chat, if you want me to speak up and participate, let me
Anytime. You
know.
here's yeah, anything. This is open. I would love it. Whatever you'd like to do. So
So
go ahead. What do you got?
I'll go ahead and answer your last question, and this is going to sound very odd to a lot of people. I feel relief.
Mm,
And I'll tell you why I feel relief is because I know that in karmic law, everything we give, we receive.
that's
So
right.
I might feel like I'm giving more. You know, I'm giving and giving and giving to my kids, to my wife, to my spouse, to my friends. I'm just constantly giving. And if I look at that from an ego perspective, which is duality, I feel like, why aren't I getting back? I constantly feel like I'm giving. But if you know karmic law, you know you're going to get back. And that's critical. And I'm not talking about tangibles, like I give you money and you give me back money. I'm talking about joy. I'm talking about service, giving love. Anything we give that really matters, it compounds and it comes back to us. So the more love I give, the more I receive. And so if we're giving out of
Amen.
a, yeah, I know if I was out of a spirit of compassion and peace and forgiveness and love and joy, we always get back at least what we give. So I see it more as a balance. That's why I feel relief. Now it's a long answer. Sorry.
I love that. And that is exactly where we're going with this entire exercise today, is really getting to a point where you can understand that that truly living in a space of gratitude, joy, happiness, relief brings more of what you truly desire. So that's amazing. I love it. So many of us are wired to outperform, to overgive, to oversupport, right? And then we sit there and we wonder why we feel blocked. Today we're going to make sense of the pattern, dissolve some of those subconscious resistance behind why we feel that way, and open the energy to receiving with ease, because it should be easy and it should feel good. So, high achievers don't struggle with work ethic. We all know that, right, John? We all know that high achievers never really struggle with work ethic. They struggle with allowing, letting go of control, allowing. Overachievers learned early that love, safety, approval came from what they did, not who they truly are. So, receiving to some can feel very vulnerable to the subconscious because it means that I'm worthy without earning, I'm supported without proving. So, today we're going to talk about why the subconscious mind doesn't argue, it protects. So, why, when receiving feels unfamiliar, the subconscious labels it as unsafe. We create these receiving blocks. And if you want more abundance, health, happiness, space to receive more gratitude and love, you have to identify where you are over efforting and where that block lives. So that's what we're going to do. So, have you ever heard of the gratitude receiving connection or the energy bridge? And John, I'm sure you're very much aware of this concept, right? Gratitude activates the heart, right? So when we come from a place of gratitude, we're really coming from that heart chakra, that heart space, right? And receiving activates the nervous system. So when the two synchronize, it creates this literal energetic bridge. I call in the gratitude, and I call it the gratitude receiving bridge. So you're calling in, you're showing gratitude, and then you're receiving what feels good to the nervous system. Any thoughts on that?
I'll speak last.
Most people use gratitude to appreciate what already exists, right? So today we use gratitude to open space for what you're trying to arrive. Okay. So gratitude helps you relax the nervous system, increases openness, shifts from scarcity to sufficiency, and signals the subconscious to feel and to know that it can hold more. And that's really powerful. It could hold and receive more. I always use the concept of the cup is full, right? When your cup is full and you have a lot going on in here, we have to remember that if you're trying to bring more abundance, wealth, happiness in your life, we have to remove and dump some of the things that are in there that are preventing us from bringing in more, right? So we have to empty our cup. So when you expand your capacity to receive emotionally, energetically, subconsciously, your ability to receive opportunities, support, clients, money, abundance, aligned success expands with it. It's not a strategy, it's a capacity. Okay? Allowing, having space, having capacity for more. So I'll give you an example. If you want $20,000 months, okay, you want to bring in revenue of $20,000 a month, but your subconscious can only hold 5,000 without stress, sabotage, or guilt, you'll keep snapping back to that level. Okay, it'll block it from bringing in more because that's all your subconscious knows, right? So today we're going to stretch your receiving capacity so the universe has somewhere to land when you're being asked for more. But the only way we're going to do that is if we do an actual internal audit on ourselves. Okay, we need to know where these blockages lie and why they're there. And I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to really think about this. Where in your life do you give effortlessly but struggle to receive back? Compliment, help, maybe financially, rest, recognition. Does anybody want to pop in? Mm-hmm. You receive more of it, correct? Yes. I need to be like, okay. Anybody, where do you give effortlessly but struggle to receive? It could be as simple as you look great today. Or, I know you're struggling. Here's a little support. Here's some financial support. Or somebody brings a meal to your house because they know that you have been working and you're just trying to make ends meet, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't really matter. But wherever you're struggling, wherever you can give, I mean, think about all the things that you give people, but when somebody tries to do it for you, think about how that feels. Does anybody want to? Compliments. Ruth, compliments are big for me too. Very big for me. That was always something I struggled with. I'm better because I'll say thank you, I receive it. That's how I answer it now. But that was always a big one for me for many years. Yep. John, did you want to say something?
Danielle, you know me, I always have something to say.
I love it. Say it because you are a wealth of knowledge and love everything you say.
So I think one of the most important things for all of us to consider here is, in a word, resistance. And to your example, if somebody pays you a compliment and for some reason you push it off or you don't let it in, you resist it, that's a form of energy that's blocking you from receiving more. We go through life with the brakes on, essentially. And why are we resistant? You brought up the subconscious mind. It's because deep down in the subconscious mind, we might be programmed with the I'm not worthy virus. I know I was. I mean, I grew up every time I went to church, which was at least weekly, I was told I'm not worthy. It's part of a Catholic mantra. And you keep saying I'm not worthy over and over and over. Deep down, you hold that for the rest of your life until you learn how to delete it. So if I'm not worthy of a compliment, I'm not worthy of a pay raise. I'm not worthy of true success and joy in life. I'm getting in my own way. And
Correct.
so, the idea here is deletion, not addition. So when I can find out what's blocking, where am I resisting growth? Because we're meant to grow. I mean, I think about nature and I think about flowers. They don't try to grow or work hard to grow.
Naturally.
They're just, it's natural, right? And
Yeah.
we're that way too. So if we just allow ourselves to to open up and receive compliments, um, and get over the idea that maybe we're not deserving, that's transformational. So I'll stop there and let
No,
you.
and it brings up a great point. You said delete. And I love that. I love when working through some of these blockages, I love the word delete. And I'll tell you why. Because we have what, 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day, something absolutely crazy. But a lot of those thoughts that we say are self-sabotage many times. Our mind is always going. And when you can catch yourself thinking a certain way, and I've been doing this exercise for years, I will say, so let's say, for example, I look in the mirror and I say, oh, hate the way I look today. Okay, let's just say, all right, let's just say that that's what I was either thinking. Delete. I would say delete. Wow, I really love the color of my hair today. I really love that shirt I'm wearing. So I would change and say, I'm so grateful to be in this body and to be alive. I would find a way to reverse what I was saying into something positive. So hitting the delete button is a really powerful tool when you are reprogramming your subconscious mind to allow space to bring in more of what you want. So I love that. Love that. So when someone offers support, what's your immediate internal reaction? I don't want to be a burden, or I could just do it myself. I don't want to owe anybody anything. No, it's okay. I'm fine. We've all gone through that at some point in our lives, right? I was raised Catholic as well, and I was also raised to believe that you're never supposed to be a burden to anybody. You're supposed to figure out a way to do it yourself, right? So I had to really work with that delete button for many years to understand that there's a space for allowing somebody to offer you some help. Think about how good you feel when you offer somebody help and support. Makes you feel good, right? Well, you're almost rejecting somebody's ability to make themselves feel good by doing that, right? So I think that this exchange is really important if we understand energy exchange, just even in Reiki, being a Reiki practitioner, the Reiki law is you don't just give energy without receiving something back. You have to receive back. It has to be an exchange. It's the same thing. So, you know, being open to receiving support and help is really important. And it's the first step to receiving more of what you want. So and in this season, especially the holiday season, this is a perfect time to be having this conversation. I'm a giver. I've always been a giver, but I'm also really good at receiving. I'm really good at receiving because I know, not even superficially or gifts, I'm talking about just love and presence and being around people that I truly adore. It's important. It's important this time of year to exchange your heart to others. So, you know, the awareness is, if you could identify and really hit that delete button, awareness is 80% of the shift. You're almost there, right? And once you see that pattern, because we have to identify it to rewire it. We have to know we're doing it to rewire it. So once you identify that pattern, you're able to rewire it. So that will get us to the new receiving identity. Okay, so we want to audit, we want to identify where it is, but then we want to reverse it and we want to allow ourselves to be more receiving. So today, and I'm going to give you actually a document you could take as a little tool takeaway, and with all of the things that we're discussing today, so you can continue to master this practice. Okay. So today I want you to anchor this in. I am someone who receives with ease because I am aligned, deserving, and available for more. Available for more. That means you're allowing yourself to be open. Receiving is not taking, it's not selfish, it's a stewardship. It's what allows you to pour into others without depletion. If your cup, if you have to always remember, you need to fill your cup first so that you can allow yourself to give to others, right? The filling and the dumping, right? So it's important that you fill your cup up first, because if you are coming from depletion, as we all know, it's very difficult to receive anything and to give as well. Abundance doesn't respond to effort, it responds to capacity. I keep using the word capacity, it's important. And when you expand internally, your external world will recalibrate. Okay? This sets them up and sets you up for perfection. Okay? This sets you up for positive days, positive high vibrations, getting your energy in track. You know, this is one of the most powerful tools that you could ever do for yourself, and it's really not difficult. It's a small adjustment. You just have to be mindful of what you're saying to yourself. Before we get into the meditation, John, is there anything that you would like to contribute?
Yeah, I'll just add this, Danielle, because it dovetails what you've said. You used the word awareness, and something I learned a long time ago is that we make hundreds of thousands of choices every day, not 10 or 12, hundreds of thousands. Because when you examine every word you choose in a sentence, it's a choice. Every sentence is a choice. When you say it is a choice. Who you say it to is a choice. And so awareness starts with, what choices am I making throughout the day? How I react to a gift. Do I resist? That's a choice. And when you truly understand how many choices you're making a day and what they are, that's true mindfulness and awareness. And if you're making choices that are resisting, they're not really open, or the choices are selfish. What can I get out of this?
Mm.
What's in it for me? Whatever your choices, you're calling the same back, into your cup. So if you really want to live a life of joy, give it away.
That's it.
You want, you
Amen.
know,
That's it. That's it. I
yeah.
love it. So true. It's so true. It is, wow. That was like a drop the mic moment, but it's true. It's it's so true, and it's really, like I said, it's really not that difficult. Okay, so John, typically at the end of my sessions, what I do is I go off camera and I do a guided meditation for everybody, just to ground in the lesson and start the week off right. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. I'll ask everybody to close their eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and slowly release through your mouth. Feel your body begin to soften. Your shoulders dropping. Allow your chest to open, your jaw to release, Allow everything you're holding on to loosen. Now imagine a soft, warm light forming at the center of your chest. This is your receiving center, the place where abundance enters. With each breath, see that light grow, spreading through your ribs, your belly, and your heart space. Now imagine someone you love placing their hands gently on your shoulders. Feel the support. Feel the ease. Feel what it's like not to carry everything alone. Now repeat silently, letting the words echo through your entire body. I am open to receive. I am safe to receive. I am worthy of more than what I give. I expand my capacity now. I let abundance in with ease. Feel a wave of warmth move through you. From your heart, down your arms, through your fingertips, your legs, into the earth beneath you. You are supported. You are held. You are provided for. Now I ask you to picture one thing that you desire. The thing you want to receive. I want you to see it in front of you as pure light. And notice you're not chasing it. You're not reaching towards it. It's moving towards you. All you have to do is be open. Breathe in and imagine receiving it fully. Hold the breath for a moment and release your whole body to settle in knowing that it's already yours. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, whisper internally, I allow more. I welcome more. And I am ready. Start coming back into the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a nice stretch if you need to. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. How's everybody feeling? Good? Hopefully I didn't put you to sleep. Thank you. As always, it felt so good. Thank you, Becca. I'm glad. Very happy. I want to thank all of you for spending this time with us today. And please register for John's Mindful Mondays, which start next week. So, next Monday, I know I'm going to do everything in my power to jump on and say hi. And John is a wealth of knowledge, and you are going to truly be in for a treat. We are so grateful to have him on board. Oh, oh, that's really sweet, Julie. Oh, I love it.
Cats know how to receive.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. John, anything?
No, thank you, Danielle. It's just like always, it's just very warming and a wonderful reset and a great way to start the week. I love it, and I look forward to next Monday, and hopefully everybody can join and we'll just get into this even more.
Yeah, I'm going to, before I forget, I'm going to put in the takeaways from today. So I just want to make sure I get this to everybody. So the takeaways for today, and also, um, hold on, did everything go through? Perfect, it did. And also, there is a link to my registration for the DMR method community. So if you want to learn more about the community, many of you girls that are on today are in the community already. So that's beautiful. But it's a great place to really set intentions and bring more of this mindset mastery in play. We do lots of different things, guided meditations, subliminal recordings. Yeah, I need my Head Start Day Off Daily. Oh, I would love that, Julie. Set the intention. I think that's a great way to start 2026. We have some fun things in store for the new year, that's for sure. Well, thank you, everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful day. Talk soon. Bye, John. So nice
I
seeing
did,
you.
yeah.
Take
Thank you.
care.